Hey there everyone, this is SHR Modding, and today I'm going to explain how we clone the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020 car to install multiple sounds on the same type of car and race them together as AI cars. You can do this to any car, whether it's a Kunos car or a modded car, and I'm going to show you how to clone them and then install the sounds so that they work with the cloned cars. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is download Assetto Corsa car tuner. You can find this on Race Department, and I've already downloaded it and extracted it to my desktop. So our first thing I'm going to do is open Assetto Corsa car tuner. When you open it for the first time, you'll be asked to select your Assetto Corsa root directory. So what you'll do is you will click on that tab and you will navigate to your Assetto Corsa root directory, which could be in any place that you installed it, and mine is here, and then you click on OK, and that will allow the Assetto Corsa car tuner to be able to see what cars you have installed and then edit those files and copy them to create new tweaks or upgraded versions of your cars. So we're going to search for RSS because we want to upgrade the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020, and then we are going to select the RSS Hybrid 2020. We're going to name a new tune, so this will change the folder name, and it will add whatever you type over here into the new folder name, and hence when this folder is copied, it will create a brand new car and an upgrade to the original 2020 car. So I like to name my tunes based on what engine I'm going to what engine sound I'm going to install in this car. So I'm going to install the Renault engine in this car. Then we won't need to edit any of these settings because these are for tweaking physics. What we'll do is we will click on create new tune straight away, and this will copy the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020 car and rename some files, and it will function with all intents and purposes as a separate car, which can be raced alongside the original. And that's done. Ignore the error message, click on continue, and now comes the part where we install the new sound on the cloned car. So we're going to head into our car folder, and you see here we find that we have a new car called the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020 Renault. If we go into this folder, you will see all of exactly the same files as the Hybrid 2020, except now because the folder is called 2020 Renault, the sound effects will also need to be renamed to 2020 Renault. And you see that this sound, all of the events in the GUIDs have been renamed, and the bank file has also been renamed. However, this is the same sound that the RSS Formula Hybrid 2020 had, the original one. What we want to do is install a Megapack sound for this car. So the way we'll do that is we'll delete both sound files, then go to the folder where you have extracted the Megapack, and because we called this car Renault, we're going to install the Renault sound. And you'll go into the 2020 because this is a clone of the 2020 car. So you'll go into the 2020 to install the sound, and we'll copy these files over to the sound effects folder. Now, the sound won't work yet because the files and the GUIDs need to be renamed. And the simple way we do that is we rename the bank file to the same as the car folder, and then we rename all of the events in the GUIDs to the same as the car folder. Now, one advantage of having Notepad++ is that you don't have to rename each line individually. You can simply highlight the event name, then you can hit Control F, and then you can click on the replace section, and this will find this text and replace it with this text. We're going to replace this with _Renault. Then you're going to click on replace all, and then as you see, all of the text will be replaced, including the bank at the bottom. Then you're going to hit Control S to save that, and then close the file. And that should allow us to have a fully functioning second version of the Formula Hybrid 2020 car, which we can run alongside the first version. If you double click in UI and UI car, you can see that the upgraded version of the car is a parent to the is a child to the original. If you don't want that to occur, so let me show you what that means. What that means is when you select the Formula Hybrid 2020 in the car menu, the 2020 Renault, which we have just created, will appear as a child of this car, as an upgraded version of this car. So you can select the Renault as an upgrade of this car, and they are both linked to each other in this way. So in the default Assetto Corsa launcher, you won't be able to see the upgraded version unless you click on the original 2020 and then select the upgrade from the list. If you want the new clone to appear as a car in and of itself, then you can delete this line in the code which determines the parent of this car, and you can just say, well, it doesn't have a parent, it's a car in its own right. And you can also change the name of the car as it appears within the UI. So I'm going to just change the name because it's a bit cleaner to have a better looking name with capitals, hyphens, etc. If we hit save on that, you will now see that the 2020 Renault is no longer an upgrade of the 2020, but it is a car in and of itself. So if I hit the upgrade icon on the 2020 car, it still does work as an upgrade. However, this car doesn't have an upgrade. The reason why it works as an upgrade is because we have an upgrade. No. So there. So Content Manager took a bit of time to update there. So now it's fully updated. This car no longer has an upgrade. As you can see, there's no upgrade options available here. This is now a car in and of itself, and this car can have upgrades if it wants to, if you want it to have upgrades as well. This is a car in and of itself. I can also make more clones and install the sounds in exactly the same way. Pick a sound from the mega pack and rename using the method I just showed before, and you can have multiple clones of the same car. What I like to do is create 2 more clones of the original 2020. So then I have a Honda and a Mercedes, for example, and then what I like to do is just rename the UI element of the Formula Hybrid 2020 original car so that it says Ferrari. So if I go into the original 2020 UI car, I can rename this to say Ferrari, and that's what name it will use in the UI. So you can see it's changed in the UI, and then I can clone this for the Mercedes car and the Honda car, and I can install the sounds as I did before whilst renaming the files. Installing the sounds using Content Manager, replacing the sounds, has some kind of an effect on them whereby they won't always work. And it's unclear to me why they won't always work, because Content Manager produces exactly the same files as we do by renaming them. So I'm not sure why that's the case, but this is the way to do it. This is the fail-safe way to install sounds on the new cars so that you can run them simultaneously without having any issues. Thanks for watching everyone, take care, bye bye.